right? Morality, okay? Right, so for example here, as you can see, integrity, moral principle, honesty, value, for all this, yeah, they are kind of some important component for ethics, right? Ethical versus legal, okay. Actually, there's a big scandal happened a couple of years ago, Dingxing oil scandal. Have you ever heard about that? No, about this company, Dingxing. Yeah, actually, because of the oil scandal, this Dingxing is a business group. So because of this, it happened a couple of years ago. Then because of the oil scandal, under their business group, they have some branch office and also branch some different brand of product. For example, the milk. There's a kind of a brand of milk. It's also under this company. Yeah, Lin Tongyi. So then at that time, most customers, they'll be angry. So then they try to boycott, from buying the milk from from this company. Yeah, so let's take a quick look at this news. Has been reported several years ago then. It happened in 2015.
Chairman William Cho was recently implicit in tainted oil scandal. He continues to face a number of food safety charges on behalf of his subsidiaries. Today, a case involving tainted oil from Changji Foodstuff began deliberations in Taipei District Court, while Kaohsiung District Court began hearings involving Changji. Following a court acquittal in the DC tainted oil scandal, former DC Chairman Wei Chung is expressionless as he makes his first appearance in public. Wei refused to answer questions from reporters. In addition to the tainted oil scandal, he's been embroiled in other food safety scandals, such as the Changji Foodstuff's use of adulterated oils to produce products for Weichun in 2013. Prosecutors traced Changji Foodstuff's edible oil, which contained the additive copper chlorophyllin. They were surprised to find that 21 Weichun products were made with a problematic oil. Prosecutors charged that Wei should have known that Changji's price was suspicious because the price was too low, yet he still ordered the purchase to reduce costs. Wei was indicted over this case along with a total of 13 people. The Kaohsiung District Court also began hearings involving the Group subsidiary Chen Yi Food, which imported animal feed grade oil from Vietnam, later mixed with edible oil designated for human consumption.
Yeah, so it seems like there's some kind of whistleblower, like kind of some employee that used to work in this company and then they quit the job. Maybe this employee was fired or what, yeah. So then report about the issue. So then this scandal has been released. Otherwise, no one knows. Yeah, then we keep eating this, low quality of oil, because that's a food oil. It's not kind of for a different purpose. It's for us to consume it every day. Yeah, so it was a really big scandal, and then of course that CEO now is in jail. Then, yeah, so that is also related to the ethical issue, and of course also has some legal problem. All right, so then how to create a more ethical environment? From my perspective, I think it's very important to have the right culture for your organization. And then the right culture has to be formulated by whom? This right culture, this ethical culture has to be formulated or be shaped by whom? Huh? Yeah, I think the most important person would be the CEO. Yeah, the top executive level. If the top executive level has this kind of unethical behavior, then, as a staff, of course, they follow, all right? So that is important, okay, the right culture. And, of course, you also have to carefully select, you recruit for the right employee. So that is why nowadays there's some companies, they conduct several different kind of tests. For example, one of the tests that you can also screen out, does this employee, this candidate, have good ethical behavior or not in the future? That's like an integrity test, right? So yeah, you can always but then of course it's not like definitely 100%. But I think you can also justify a little bit, right? Or use some ethics training, okay? If you cannot really recruit for the right employee, okay? Use some ethics training, or use a reward or discipline, okay? Because some we call it like code of ethics, right? And institute employee privacy policies, okay? So for all this, they are kind of some important issues can create a bit more ethical environment. Yeah, but then for this one, actually nowadays there are some companies, they also do not do it well. Yeah, because I don't know, I'm not that sure what do you think? Because nowadays, for some companies, if they want to, before they want to interview the candidates, some company, I'm not that sure, did you have this experience or not? There are some company, they might request you to provide for your Facebook or your social media account. The purpose is they want, before the interview, they want to pre-check, a little bit for your, because from the social media, they can also easily to find out like what kind of person you are, right? Yeah, there are some companies, they do that. Yeah, they request you to provide your social media account, for example, like Facebook. Because there are some people, if they are a little bit kind of more, have this negative, the personality, actually, it also reflects on your social media, all right? So that is the issue. But I don't know. For me, I don't quite convinced about, because it's also a little bit against for the, people's, each person's privacy then, yeah, okay. And so what shape the ethical behavior at work? There are three different factors. The one is bad apples, okay. There are some people, it's a little bit kind of toward to their personality or their behavior issue. They are more toward to they will select for the choice that's a bit unethical. And bad cases, okay, there are some ethical situations, will be a little bit right for the unethical choice. Okay, so for example, for some law firms, try to imagine if you are this or this lawyer in this law firm, and then you also also need some income, right? You also need some cases. Yeah, so then it's been several months, you do not have the new cases, and all of a sudden, there's a client come to you, but then this case is a little bit complicated. It seems it's not that ethical. So then this client give you, they want to pay you for big money, yeah, and I think this is also a little kind of dilemma, right? Either you take it or leave it, yeah, because if you reject this case, then well, your law firm might need to be closed then, yeah. So it's also a little bit hard decision to make then. Take that cases and back barrel. Okay, of course they will be also related to the company's culture, as we mentioned earlier, right? So yeah, generally it depends on the person or the cases that you confront with, and one will be related to the environment, the company's environment. Okay. So here there are different steps to create the ethical environment. For example, reduce job-related pressure. From my perspective, I feel like it's a little bit difficult because nowadays at the work environment it's a little bit hard. Like I think there's no job that is a kind of no stress. Maybe now like to work, as a civil servant, it might be a little bit less stressful, but still you also have different stress then, right? Walk the talk, I think maybe this one, yeah. It's also related to your personal value, okay, personal justification. What does it mean by walk the talk? It indicates, when there's any situation happen, you ask for yourself, is this action legal? Is this right? Or who will be affected? Okay, try to ask yourself, yeah. If you cannot convince yourself by asking yourself all these questions, then don't do that, all right, okay. And have ethics policies and ethics code, all right, etc. Encourage whistleblower. Okay, you know what does it mean by whistleblower? Yeah, 告密. As we mentioned earlier, there are some, for example, this Dingxin company. Yeah, there may be some angry prior employee. They might get fired from the company, and then they try to revenge. Yeah, do some revenge actions for the company. Yeah, so then, yeah, and of course, if your company has some unethical behavior, then they reveal this information to some kind of administrator or some media. All right, these are the whistleblower. Okay. So how do we manage the employees' discipline? Okay, by using this approach. Rules and regulations. Okay, for example, you make I think it's more clear, right? Poor performance cannot be acceptable. Alcohol or drug do not mix with work, etc. You always have to make it clear for the rule. Especially at the very beginning. When those employees they are just on board, right? As a human resources department, you let all new employee know about all these rules and regulations, right? And the more progressive penalties. For example, if the employee they did something wrong at the beginning, of course you give them a bit warning then give them sometimes to modify their behavior. If they don't improve, then they will be discharged. Okay, and the appealing process. Okay, be sure that it's fairly the process for the employee to appeal for their claim. Then, right? So then the issue, okay, of course, to bring how to bring this positive employees relations. It always related to you want your employee to have better engagement. Okay, so then there are some guide for the managers, okay, such as how to make your company to be the company that is the kind of for all employees they feel like, for all people they feel like your company is the ideal company that people want to work for. Do you have any ideal company that you want to work for? Huh? Yeah. For example, if there's some over here, if they are good, like such as SAS. You know SAS, right? Yeah, there's also a high-tech company. Yeah, there's a software, there's a SAS, it can conduct the data analysis. Okay, they provide very great benefits. Yeah, if you're interested, you can Google for their company's website. And for example, like Google, FedEx, yeah. They care, the most important issues that for all this company, they will become the ideal company or the best company that people want to work for them. It's because they care about their employee. Yeah, and then for the employee they work there, of course if the employee they feel happy and then they feel like kind of have the good feeling, then they are more than willing to contribute their efforts and their knowledge at their work then, right? So then they can bring better employees engagement, so these are kind of positively related, yeah, okay? So, yeah, because I remember before there's some students, they did some check for the benefits, provided, service and benefit, the compensation plan provided by this company. They're really good, yeah. So then you can also check a little bit, do they have any job vacancies? Because they also have this branch office in different countries. And, why not? Yeah. Okay. All right. So then that will be it for the topic. Okay. Questions or comments? Yeah. So we go through it a little bit faster. Okay. Good. Yeah. A little bit early to date. Right. So then that will be it for today. If you don't have any questions, then I'll see you next week.